Okay, so I think we got this mic thing working out. I wasn't happy with the gain, so I went out and got a Cloud Lifter CL1 mic activator and some Mogami gold cables, 4-foot and a 15-foot. So hopefully this sounds much better now. Let me know if it's clipping or if the sound levels are too low. So obviously this is just entertainment and educational purposes, not for this is not financial advice. So I made this in, was it WordPad or something? So it's about as high tech as this channel is going to get. Just get that disclaimer out of the way, and we're going to talk about Million Token and how to prepare yourself for the coming weeks or months. So I'm not sure where to start. I think we're going to just start with the general story of what's going on with Bitcoin. So in the past, if we're above this line, we're in a bull market, and if we're below it, we're in a bear market. Above it, bull market; below it, bear market. And right now, we're kind of indecisive. But let's just go back to the previous bull market. We touched this line several times. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes over here. And with this recent run up, we did touch it occasionally here, but from October 12th to late April, we never touched it. Everybody that, once we broke this all-time high of 20K, it kind of went parabolic right there, right? It went, and people were like, oh, I'll just buy the dip like we did in the last bull market, but they never got the chance. So in the previous bull run, people were just accustomed to buying the dips, and I think today's investors were just kind of conditioned to wait for to buy the dips. But with proper education, people noticed when it broke 20K that, oh my goodness, I better get in. This is going to take a rocket. The stock to flow ratio is saying it's going to be like $280,000 or more, right? They just kind of FOMOed in, but it never touched support. So what's going to happen? Well, over here, like if you pick up a rock and drop it, it's going to, make a little dent in the ground, right? Pick up the rock, you drop it, could make a little dent in the ground. But over here, if you pick up the rock really, really high, and you finally drop it, it's going to make a bigger dent in the ground. And I think that's kind of what we're happening right now. If you go over back to 2013, that's kind of what happened. It just took off. And then when it touched here, it came down almost to the bottom. And that's kind of what's going on here. We had a blow off top, came down, and we continued. Now, the whales are getting smarter. Okay, they didn't want to dump like this because they're not going to get that many profits. They slowly drained their funds when the FOMO kicked in. And, they're getting more for their money this way, just slowly liquidating it. I think this is called the Wyckoff distribution. And, there were too many coins out there, and it dropped. And they're right now, on-chain analysis is saying they're starting to buy back. Now, it might take a while for the price to increase. It's like a rubber band effect. You just got to give it time. But I think somebody recently just sold like over $70,000 on Coinbase on spot. So they're still trying to drive the market down. But this is what's called shaking out the weak hands, and I think that's what's going on right now. So a lot of people that got in here, they're you and I, like the retail, we FOMOed in, and because they weren't early investors, they're paying the price now. Okay, just like Million Token holders. If you bought after it already went up like 500% in a very short time, you're paying the price for it. But I think this is going to rebound pretty soon. I figured it might come down to 28,000, a long time ago, because I noticed this never touched the line. Okay, I don't know where the bottom is, but mentally, I was prepared for something like this, so I wouldn't panic. And this is all about being mentally prepared. So what I think is going to happen is, we could still go down lower. but eventually the price is going to go up, mainly because the whales are buying, and the retail people that stuck around here, they're going to be in profit, over the next couple months or whatever, and then they're going to tell their friends that they made money, and then somewhere way up here at 100,000 or more, 200 or whatever, it's just going to be ridiculous. The FOMO that we saw in 2017 is going to feel like nothing compared to what's going to be coming, and the whales are going to kind of just fuel this. They'll be like, oh, we're not done. We're going to go up higher. Get more retail FOMO. This wasn't enough. No way. Look, this is not a blow off top. Okay, I lived through this right here in 2017. Everybody was talking about Bitcoin. You had YouTube channels popping up constantly. Your barber or whatever, your taxi driver was talking about it. It was just constant. And that FOMO, that feeling, just was not here at all. I came close to reaching my retirement goal, and I just wasn't euphoric, really. I was euphoric when Million Token shot up like a rocket. That was just insane how fast that went up. That was like 2017. But so I think we might have a little more pressure on the whales for Bitcoin, which means everything's kind of going to go down. But overall, I'm really happy with how Million Token's been holding up. Million Token's basically had already had its bear market, right? It's been down like 80-some%, right? Let's just double check that. Went down to 40, and that was 82%. But I think what else is going to happen is when Bitcoin starts to recover, the altcoins are still going to bleed more. The Bitcoin dominance is going to go up for a while, maybe all the way until it goes back up to the 60 to 65,000 price range, and then people are going to take notice, like the retail, and they're going to FOMO into alts because they're going to think that Bitcoin's too expensive, like they did back here. It's just the same old story. I can't afford Bitcoin, and the alts are going to take off. So what does that mean for us being a Million Token holder? I think, I don't think there's enough pain yet. I don't. By the way, if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm Tim at mhodler or whatever. Give me a follow. Right now, I've got a vote here. It's like just click if you're in profit or if you're in a loss. And I'm kind of curious how many people are in profit or in a loss. I'm guessing maybe most people are in a loss because a lot of people got in here, early, and it's just natural when you have a parabolic move, you get new investors just jumping in, and then they don't know what they're holding. They don't even know what they're buying, and they're selling at like 50% losses just to get out and stuff. I've seen that already on YouTube. Anyway, so yeah, follow me on Twitter if you can, and that would be helpful. So yeah, I don't think there's enough pain yet for Million Token holders, unfortunately. I'm going to talk about the downside, and then I'm going to talk about the upside. But the downside is, where are the support levels? I bought some at 90, and I bought some at like 42. Typically, like when you have a down correction, it goes back to the previous high, which we did. We touched the previous high almost, right? The previous high was like $36 or whatever. We came pretty close. If Bitcoin keeps going down, okay, to back to like 28,000 or whatever, we could probably see another chance to buy at 40. And I'm going to buy some more again at 40, I think, if I get a second chance. And then Bitcoin turns around and starts going up, and the alts start bleeding more. We can go down lower. I think the next level would be around, $30, 27, somewhere in this lower range here of the box. And if people really panic sell on this coin, we can go lower down to 26, 27. I don't think we're going to go down, crash into 19 or 13, because I think a lot of people, well, in general, we already had a big correction, But if we have a lot of new investors in here that don't know better to just hold it out, and then the prices can just tank. Okay. So let's talk about the upside real quick since I got this chart up. I'm gonna pull up a fib level real quick here. So if you go to the top, let me see if I can get this right here. From the top to the bottom of where we're at now. Now this can change because if we have lower lows, I'm going to drag this down lower. So, but as it is right now, we're somewhere around here. Okay. See, I'm surprised that we didn't even go up to this, 0.382 fib level. Let's see if I drop this down, if it looks better with the charts. Maybe, because you got a test here. Maybe that looks a little better. This is all just like, kind of guessing where to put these things. But basically, we have to break this resistance, okay? Which, I don't think will be very hard when we start going up. I think the tough one's going to be this one right here. The 0.5 fib level at 131. If we break that, that's promising. But this other one, that's golden pocket here, the 0.65 and 0.618, we're looking at prices of like 161. What is that? 160 and 154-ish. Yeah, 153 and 160. Let's just say that. If we could break above this golden pocket, and the price may come down, but if we retest it and we bounce off of this like 160 and then go up, I think that'll be a very, very, very good sign. But I don't think it's going to happen soon. I think the Bitcoin dominance is going to go up when it decides to turn around, or when the price is starting to reflect that the whales are buying right now. So, I hope it goes up right now, but I'm cautious. Everybody's different. I did my dollar cost averaging early, but if you're dollar cost averaging now, and you don't have it, if you want to get into this project, I don't know how you want to dollar cost average. Maybe you kind of want to start dollar cost averaging up, but don't get too hopeful if we go up and then we roll over, because I'm telling you, I think there's not enough pain yet. I mean, this is a huge drop, right? This could be just a bounce, a dead cat bounce, and we're going to roll over and test it again. And if you keep buying up and down, up and down, up and down, it's going to feel crazy, right? But if you buy here, right, and we go up a little higher, and you buy here and you go back down here, you don't have to technically buy again because you already bought once. So just find your own method of dollar cost averaging. So I'm just looking for good deals. I'm looking for lower prices, and I'll buy it if there's lower prices, if people panic sell. I'm hoping through education, though, people won't sell. So I'll show one more chart real quick. You know what? Before I leave this Bitcoin chart, let me just pull up the hash ribbons real quick, because I don't think anybody's talking about this right now. This is just a simple indicator that you can get on TradingView that shows when to buy. So buy here would have been good. Buy here would have been good, right? It's going up, and you've got these other signals. Look at this giant dip from this indicator. I think once it starts going up, there's going to be a blue buy signal. Now, I smell a lot of fear in the market right now. I would, if you want to buy a Bitcoin or whatever, I think you could start dollar cost averaging now, and if it goes down lower, buy a little more or whatever. If you wait for this buy signal to turn blue, the price is already going to be up here, a little higher than where it is now. So, this is something that I kind of forget about. But that's a huge, that's a crazy drop. That's just whale manipulation right there. So, what is this here? This is the Bitcoin dominance chart. I'm not going to go over that today. This is kind of like an altcoin chart. I'm not going to get into details. You can get pretty specific, but basically, when this trend goes up, that means alts are dominating. They're making more profits. They're going up in value more than Bitcoin. And then when it goes down, this line is, Bitcoin's doing better, and it's going up here. Alts are doing better. And I just put some moving averages on it. So I think this section right here is kind of like this section over here. Okay, how we came down in July of 2016, we came down to support on this green line, but we went down. This is going to be really painful if you're in alts. You're kind of going sideways right now, and that's kind of what we're doing over here. And when we start going down, you're going to feel pain if you're still holding alts. And I don't think we've had that yet. That's why I think we still have some more downside action. But with million token, a lot of people got hurt already, right? With that parabolic move, and we may have had that big correction already. But in general, I think the altcoin cycle is still due for a correction. And then, maybe we might find support on the blue, but I'm not selling, and I would encourage you, if you like the project, when this thing takes off, if you're not already in your alts, you can't get back in. You're gonna be waiting for a dip, and it's gonna skyrocket. So I think this giant move here, and we're gonna have like a blow off top, wherever the end of this cycle is gonna be. I think it's gonna happen. It's gonna go off this chart. It's gonna go, but for now, I don't think we've had enough pain yet in the market. And you could put like an RSI on this, and you see we had a peak here in May 10th, and it matched the peaks over here. And what happened? It went down. So if you threw an indicator on this, and you put an alert here to say like sell when you get to these previous levels, you would have saved 50% in alts easily. I lost 50% in alts in a week, I think, with this drop here. And the drop, to me, is still coming down lower, as I showed you earlier, right? So that's my thoughts right now. So this is my final thoughts. Be mentally prepared if we go down, okay? I think it's going to be temporary. Because if you stick around, you're going to have some sick gains. If we have a parabolic move like this with altcoin cycle, and we were already at $220 for a million token, it's going to be like $1,000. It's going to pull what Ethereum did back in 2017. 2017 it hit like $1,300 or $1,400. I remember because I bought it like an idiot because I got in. I did that parabolic move just like everybody did with I was buying like up here in 2017 if this token came out back then. Okay, so here's another lesson. Okay, let me pull up Bitcoin still. With Bitcoin, I got in at the top. I FOMO'd in just like everybody else. And then this is the mentality you have to have if you're going to survive this. Okay? Before I got in, I had a plan. Okay? I didn't know where the top. I knew I didn't know where the top is. The OGs don't know where the top is, but they say just to hold. So my plan was, okay, if I get in this, I am going to keep buying. That was my plan. I didn't care. Okay? I bought. I kept buying. I kept buying. I kept buying. I kept buying. And it sucked. It absolutely sucked because like I was down more than like 90% because I had a big bag of Ethereum and the alts were going to crash harder than Bitcoin. But I had a plan and I stuck with it. And then I remember down here when Bitcoin was like $3,000. I'll tell you a story. I had a hot water heater in the attic like an idiot. When I bought this house, this had a water heater in the attic and it leaked. And it cost me like over $6,000 to get it fixed because I wanted an external water heater outside the house after that. And I knew that was going to cost me 2 Bitcoin worth. And I told my wife, I said, this is going to cost me like the price of a house because that 2 Bitcoin is going to be worth so much money in the future. And I was so mad. Maybe I should have just put it on my Visa and dollar cost average paying off my Visa. But anyway, oh no, here's $3,000. Yeah, my water heater broke down here somewhere. But anyway, so, I kept buying up and I kept buying down and I kept buying. And then obviously when it broke 20 grand, you know, I was in a lot of profit because I bought a lot more, you know, at these lower levels. So you have to have a plan if you're going to survive this. You can't get emotional. If you don't have a plan, you're gonna get scared and sell at the wrong times. Just remember, the altcoin cycle, you know, is gonna go crazy at some point, and you're gonna have gains of like 20%, 25%, 40%, 50% a day sometimes, and you're gonna have massive crashes. But you know, we'll talk about that, you know, when the tops of the cycle are gonna come. You know, if this channel survives, I think it will. Oh, by the way, like I think I had like 130 subscribers today, so that was pretty cool. I started off with like, I remember 25, and then went to like 56, and now it's like 133. So thank you. I do read the comments, and you know, I you know, like I make changes with the mic and stuff. So mentality, prepared if this thing goes up. I think we still got some room to go down though. So I'm just very cautious. And looking at the chart today, it is kind of going sideways, nice. But this is what concerns me right here. I just don't think the pain is in yet. So I hope that helps. You know, I just kind of, you know, click stop and upload these YouTube videos. So if you want to share these on Discord, Reddit, or Telegram, go ahead, because you know, I just don't have the time to do it. I kind of put a link onto my Twitter page to this, or it's just a heck of a lot easier if you subscribe to the channel and share it. Okay, thanks so much. Bye.